Funny enough, I started recording this at 4:44 p.m. I gotta make sure I'm in the shot because I'm trying not to record with the front camera anymore to give you guys like a better image quality. Change the camera angle, but oh man, yeah, man, I don't even know what to say today. To be honest, I really don't. I had a cool little revelation earlier. I just woke up from a nap, so that's probably what's going on with me. But I had a cool little revelation earlier that I think I've realized years ago, but I never ever got on video and put it into words. And when I logged on to Instagram today, I'm saying logged on like I logged out of the app. When I opened Instagram today, um, there was an artist that I follow, an artist that I respect greatly, that actually set me on the journey of mastering my own energy, or it sparked within me that fire to really understand the laws of the universe and things like that. But he had posted on his story him in a car or something talking about how not every profound realization that you have has to be shared. And I said, you know what? That is so incredibly true. And I think I run into the habit, not saying that this is bad if anyone feels like they should or shouldn't be doing this, you know, but every profound moment you have in your life does not have to be shared alone. Like, you don't have to tell me. And he was saying how he has, learned this lesson, I think, time and time again. I'm trying to remember exactly what the words were, but it was something along the lines of making this sort of choice over and over. And I thought about my own life. And the reason it resonated with me so hard is I've done that too. I've had deeply profound moments that can't be explained. They're meant to be experienced. And it comes with, like, even when you go to relay this divine moment or profound realization that you have within yourself or someone else, and you say it to someone that exposes very quickly that they have no idea what you're talking about, or because it wasn't meant for everyone to hear or anyone to hear, it gets, I wanted to say nullified, but not nullified. It gets dulled down to whatever that person's perception of it is. So an example is like, you tell someone, or and what I mean by it gets dumbed down or dulled down to their perception of it. Say you have someone who's very early on in their spiritual journey, very, you know, feels like things are going on, maybe sensitive, maybe thinks, ghosts, entities, things like that are very still unreal, like not real, blah, blah, et cetera, right? And say you have a crazy experience, say you're maybe not even spiritual, but this person is spiritual, right? And it's just a matter of perspective, but you go to this haunted place, right? Say, I don't know, just a very famous, popular haunted place you could think of if you don't know any. Let's just say a haunted place, and the group you go with, like, you guys were going there to prove that the supernatural and everything is not real, right? But you get an experience where a ghost practically tickles your shit. Like, a ghost goes off, and you hear words, you hear voices. Though you're not someone who's, a skeptic, or not. Well, you're a skeptic, but what I mean is, like, you're not someone that's normally a person to, let's say, I don't know, undergo psychosis or something like that. I'm trying to give a really good example, but it's becoming long-winded because I'm trying to give an accurate example to someone who may be spiritual, but say so, like, or that are on two different spiritual levels. But then, right, you tell this person who's started their spiritual journey, who's not too, you know, doesn't, still thinks very ground level, doesn't think different entities or energies exist, and you go and you're like, they're telling you how it's not all this blah blah that could be psychosis, but then you're like, no, this is very real. Like, this happened to me. Can't get rid of the experience. And then it's like, I don't know, nights after, you had this profound dream where that entity of the dream revealed its form to you. It was like a soul that or a spirit left behind that needed your help. I don't know. But then you go to tell someone this, and they fucking render you under psychosis or some shit, or instantly want to label you or whatever because they're not meant to match. I feel like that experience wasn't for them. It was for you and the group you were with, or everybody there could have seen their own thing, you know. But that's what I mean. So, and even when it comes to like profound realizations, like something that you've seen in your perception for you, that doesn't have to be just shared. Maybe you come to the conclusion of something for your life. Keyword, your life. And you want someone to talk about it with, and you don't catch in that moment that this was a realization meant for you, not really for the ears of others. You get excited, whatever happens. That I've seen is the biggest trap for me. I get excited about a realization I have, about a synchronicity that happens, about something literally divine. I'm going to tell someone, and they dumb it down. You know, they don't even, sometimes, and that's why I say, moving in silence with a lot of this stuff is very powerful to the spiritual journey, because I feel like the spiritual journey is definitely an individual's journey. It's not meant to be about a community. Like, community can help you in certain things you need to understand, and there were definitely communal spiritual systems that worked and operated back in the day, and there's probably some that work now, depending on the groups that people get together. But just from everything I found, you're still going to meet source or your higher self, your divine self through you. It's not going to be really through steps external of you. You know, you will do external steps to get back, but it's mostly your own individual journal, journal, and journey. You know, and what's in your journal is not going to have what my journal has in it. And yeah, man, it's kind of funny that journey and journal do sound kind of similar, but the journal of your life, the book of life. And yeah, and then bringing this all back to today's video and to the 350-day challenge. By the way, I know I didn't say it in the beginning, but I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy, and you are whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, happy. Back to the video. I realized that in the beginning of the series, and I'm seeing how it's evolving and even how I'm evolving, is that I don't have to get on here and really share the things I'm doing with my mind per se, right? Or I don't have to share the exact steps. And I kind of like that I'm coming to this realization, because a trap I fall into when it comes to authenticity is thinking that authenticity means show your hand all the goddamn time. And there's a reason a lot of this knowledge and mysticism and everything were in secret schools or hidden schools, because certain people, you had to be initiated into this information, because it can go haywire. Like, you can go into psychosis, lose your mind, the way you see certain people online falling into a state of psychosis. But here's a fun one. Who do you really like? It's funny because I feel like some people that people deem in psychosis could actually be witnessing um some real divine shit, like, to be honest. And it's funny because certain people that people call in psychosis don't really exhibit what it's really supposed to be like, because there's a level of self-awareness you hit where you just can't be under psychosis. It has to just be someone who's like, you maybe be able to call them stupid, but that was still your perception, right? Because I struggle with this whole online thing and people thinking that they've become master psychologists just by hopping on TikTok and here, or reading a couple books. It's like spirituality is a science. It's all of this is a science. It's funny because science, everything in this world, your spirit having a human experience. But the funny thing is like people talk about other people spiritually bypassing and all of these sorts of things. Yet, by the very lingo they use and what they do, they're like bypassing themselves by others. And that's why I kind of get when people say the reality is a mirror, and kind of how you judge someone else, you're judging another aspect of yourself. Because to me, I don't really care if there's people in like I'm not gonna lie, if there's, and I dealt with this early on in my journey. And this is why I say this. Everything that I say I've gone through, like, I really don't give a shit if somebody thinks vegetables and eating green and all of that is the key to enlightenment. go ahead and do it. But the very things they talk about doing and having and possessing when it comes to divine power or working with entities, I've done with my own like rituals or my own day-to-day things or my own realizing who I am and my interconnectedness and outer connectedness with nature that didn't make me have a strict diet to become, because when we get down the whole rules on spirituality, it starts to make spirituality a religion, which is what it isn't. And also it just gets down the rabbit hole of like, yeah, sometimes it's like some religious psychosis rule shit, I don't know. I do know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to ramble too much and go off the topic. But what I mean is in this video and in the videos that I just did in the past for these days, I don't have to be sitting here saying literally what I'm saying to myself. Like, coming on here and being like, yo, so I'm God, you're God, here's the affirmations I'm saying. I'm doing this, this, this. I'm doing this, this, this. Like, I've shared my technique in my course below. The link is to it below. But I just realized, like, I don't have to be getting on here and saying, like, I don't know, do like some affirmation video, right? And it's like some people have recommended me to do that sort of niche or go down that niche path where I make like some sort of affirmation voice because affirmation video with the calming music because they like listening to my voice or they can listen to me all the time. And I was like, maybe one day that'll be cool, but I don't feel it in my heart because essentially what I was doing with the Conscious Overdrive series in this one was kind of doing that without music. It was more me just doing like a motivational video, right? But not. I was kind of going deeper into my process. And I realized I could just do my process and then show you guys the effects or let you guys see the effects of what I'm doing. Just report on my. Gotta make sure I'm a little set up again because, let's see. Gotta make sure I'm still on. My alarm went off for 5 o'clock, and that's actually an example of what I'm talking about. So the technique that I'm using daily, which is now just starting to get back in rhythm, is I set an alarm for every single hour of the day, and I affirm every time the alarm goes off. General affirmations for the reality that I want to create. Now, I have the beautiful wife, girlfriend. I have the beautiful, just divine feminine in my life. So I can take my focus off of basically telling myself I'm loved because, you know, if you're born an angel isn't going to fucking walk around affirming that it's an angel. It's just, it'll be an angel. And that's where I realized how embodiment works is if you really are like transmuting, I don't know, transmuting from one state, transmuting an item from like one state to another state, changing. That item is not going to become the new item and then just sit there and fucking like I'm not going to become a god and then keep saying I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god. Just the embodiment and the vibration of who I would be would represent godlike characteristics. So I'm realizing now that I can stop focusing on like I am love because I already know I'm love. It's not like my mind has convinced itself that love emanates from within me. Same thing with finances. It's all energy. It's the same thing. So I think it's just I don't want to say dire like it's like a need, a dire need. I want to say I think it's just productive. I mean, I think it's productive to everyone, but I think it's productive to tap in to the wealth in my DNA. Because the thing is what I've seen other people say about myself, and even what I've seen myself go through in my life and what I've experienced, I know I'm deserving of wealth. I know I'm deserving of a comfortable lifestyle within my own lifestyle. Like me, I don't want $1 million. I never do. The number sounds good. I won't lie. Oh, who wouldn't? You know, in that sense. But when it comes to like, oh, you'd sacrifice anything for it, or oh, you'd do this, or man, if someone offered you $1 million right now, no, most of the time I'm gonna say no, because if the soul is at risk, the soul is priceless. Like the human, but this is just a temporary human body we're in. I could get $1 million tonight and get killed tomorrow. In game, by the way. I don't want to trip the YouTube algorithm, but you know what I'm saying? Where for me, I know that comfortably living, no matter what society deems and what is going on with the economy, close as maybe $80,000 to $100,000 a year, or $70,000 to $100,000 a year. That's my range. No little more. It could be literally $100,000 in one penny a year, or 999,999, or yeah, 999,000. Not 999,000. That's fucking one before a million. I meant 99,100. Or oh, I'm having a brain fart. 99. It's because when you don't say like that many. I don't know. It's not often a number I say, but $99,999.09 type shit, or 9 cents, and 99 cents. Like that would be funny to me if something like that manifested, because that's what I realized my journey has become. It's more about having fun and really wanting to see where my creativity takes me in manifesting abundance. Because this whole time I've realized that I've literally been stressing myself about, you know, not making money, but making money in order to take care of others. You know, I remember when I made I manifested my first large sum of money in only 2 months' time. It's a lot of money to get $30,000 in 2 months, right? I'm gonna just say it because imagination is true reality. The real number was 28, but $30,000 in 1 month, right? So the thing is it's a lot to achieve that amount of money in 2 months. But then because of my caring and my giving nature, I gave a lot of it away, not like willy nilly and stupid. It's like because my self concept didn't hold the money properly, I was too quick to set other people up than to set myself up. Now I'm no longer like that individual at all. It still happens a little bit in my relationships, like my current girlfriend. I love her to death, and I'll always buy any of my partner's stuff. But that discipline I need to have with myself is I really need to not allow the emotions of somebody else to get me to, you know, and she doesn't do that at all. Don't want to say that because I know people online take shit out of context. But what I'm saying is like she just how sad she gets sometimes when we can't do something or do it, but she understands like no, 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 the way the world is, we're building to the future. Sometimes I let that get me because I'm like, no, I want to be doing the most for the what do they say, the normal man fucking programming, but no, like the the shit that comes with the territory. You want to provide. You love your woman. You want to give her everything. And again, it's like that's a reflection of yourself as well. So it's like she's a reflection of me, and I want to be able to give someone like I want to be able to give myself the world. So it's almost like I need to give myself the world so I can give to others, because I end up getting in the pattern too much of giving to others. And it's like I've known this lesson for so long, but some of these programs can just run and run and run and run on loop. And then another thing that I battled with is I already know that this whole world is experienced within your mind. So it's like the double edged sword of getting caught up in human like emotions while also thinking like a god. It's like I'm not riding the fence as much anymore as we go into the year of the horse and forever, since 2025 has just been nuts, and the things that I've materialized have been crazy, and I've proven a lot to myself, but I still fall victim to thinking in a human like way. And yeah, and I need to get out of that. I really need to drop that and just go full force, and I can worry about everything else later. But it's like I feel like I'm really in a point in my life now where it's take opportunities, jump and go for it, go for it, go for it. Stop like holding back almost on everything I've known and experienced and just come to learn over the years. Embody this shit. That's the thing I feel like screaming to myself at the rooftops. Embody, 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 embody. Fuck everything else. Embody, 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 embody. And and it's like something hears it here and there, but that's also why I use the techniques. Is because I know I am the techniques, but they break down the conscious mind, still getting caught in the feedback loop of whatever else was created from me, right? And I want to see how far I can go. I want to see how crazy, and a challenge like this, I don't know. Are we on day? I don't know if it's 21. I don't know if this video is day 22, but for these next two, well, we're almost 350 days. So we're not there yet. 300 plus videos. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get more consistent with how I open the intro because I've noticed that there was a reason, there was a method to why I wanted to do that, but I wasn't flowing with it. I was more saying like, yes, we're going to have structure and we're going to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to claim we're going to open the video and yeah, we're just going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I don't really have anything else. Take care of yourself. Remember that your inner world is a true world. Your love. It's literally how I manifested love, guys. I just was like, I am love. I'm the embodiment of love. I attract things. And I met so many reflections closer to me after just giving the love to myself and stop playing around. So, yeah. Hopefully, we're still recording. I'm going to check real quick. And if we are, yep, we are. Alrighty. I'm going to sign off, guys. Take care of yourselves. Love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.